I decided to make this video as an animation because I didn't want it to sound too depressing, and at the same time I just think it's much better to watch it that way. If you just want to see what will happen to my content from now on, you can just skip for that part of the video.
I guess you wonder where I've been.
You know the kind of thing that you think it's never going to happen to you? So, my house burned down, I guess. We could say that the story begins on February, when I told you guys that I was going to move to the United States. Because when my parents and I arrived here, it was a little bit complicated. Because literally, there was no place that was accepting us. And when I say accept us, I mean letting us rent a stupid apartment. I have no idea if you ever played Splatoon before, but there's this funny mechanic that if you try to buy something as soon as you enter the game, the store owner's gonna say, "It looks like you're not fresh enough to give me money." It's basically the same trying to rent a place. But instead of using your level, that does not exist because that's real life in case you did not know, they are going to use your credit score. Or for example, something like a proof of income. And of course, none of them would work for us. Because, I don't know if that's only in the United States that it works like that, but the credit system works as nothing more, nothing less than the capitalist version of the social credit. In other words, lets you or prevents you from doing certain things based on that score. And how do they get that score? In a simple way. Use your credit card and pay everything on time. That way people know you're a good person who's going to pay everything on time. And it sounds like a good system, sounds like something that would work. Until you realize that if you need a place to rent, you need to prove that you have a credit score. But because you moved to this country just some days ago, you don't exist there for enough time to prove that you can pay for something. And even if you show them that you have enough money to pay the rent for several months, they want to know where this money came from to make sure you didn't download the mod that allows you to have infinite money on the bank app. In the end of this extremely long search, we found this apartment complex. The only apartment complex that had houses available for renting and low enough requirements to let us rent it. And why did we start the story from this point? Because it looks like that we were destined to get a lucky place. Just look how lucky is this human being. And of course, just to, make things worse, first thing I said when I got there, that's what I needed. I saw the giant room that was destined to be my bedroom. Because let's be honest, people like to exaggerate the size of things when they make houses here. And I pretended to be the old man from Jurassic Park in an island in the middle of nowhere. We spared no expense. I bought everything that I always wanted and built my little dream studio. A standing desk, a green screen, and then I noticed that I always use a green hoodie to record stuff, so I bought a blue screen, a good headphone, a good microphone, because everybody was complaining about the quality of the sound of the videos I made. Another desk, piano and a whiteboard, a good quality capture card that lets me do live streams without glitching my TV. Art materials, some 3D printers. I tried to buy those to make some stop motion puppets to see if I could do that, and also some other kinds of art. A basic tripod. Basically anything that you thought that I could want, I bought it. Cause after all the time making videos, I said to myself, I'm not gonna make workarounds anymore. I'm gonna buy all the equipment that I might need. That way I can make any kind of video that I want. And as soon as I finished building my home studio, I simply lost everything. It was a rainy evening where I was finishing some of the drawings for the Spider-Man video. The one I talked about on this post right here. And then suddenly my mom entered my bedroom. Son, do you smell something burning here? To be completely honest, when she said that I couldn't really smell anything. But then out of nowhere, there was a very strong smell coming out of the air vents, the one that stays on the ceiling, you know? And then it all started. The smoke detectors went off. Oh, what a great sign that is. And as weird as it sounds, the smoke detectors didn't really scare me. Because there were many times that we were at home and it started just going off for no reason. So it was not out of the ordinary. And then I put it on my headphones because the sound was just too loud for my ears. Ladies and gentlemen, here we have the most professional man on what to do in case of an emergency. Then there were some people who worked on the apartment complex. They entered my house, saw that fire was not inside of the house and said, "Get out." My mom went to her bedroom and got a document folder. I went to my bedroom and I got my laptop and my sketchbook where I make my comics. I got these two things because it was one next to the other, so I just grabbed them and ran away. We threw everything inside the car, and when we were going to get back to get the rest of the stuff, and when I say the rest of the stuff, I mean the rest of the stuff that's really important that I was already planning to get back to, they told us that we couldn't get inside anymore. I wanted to go upstairs at least once more, because looking from outside there was nothing happening inside the house, because again, the fire didn't start on my house. But of course, that sometime after that, smoke started coming out of the ventilation system. You couldn't see the ceiling anymore, and on the top of the house started a microscopic fireplace. I looked at that and said, that is not as bad as I thought it would be. Like, the firemen are already here. They're probably gonna end this, like, really quick. In around 6 minutes, I saw that very small fire that was nothing more than a fire pit triple in its size and take the rest of the apartment for itself. Inside of an hour, I went from the happiest person on earth with everything going right for once, to the homeless on the sidewalk watching all of his work from the past few years being burned away. Was I able to get anything back? I mean, sort of. My laptop, the headphone that was on my head, and the sketchbook where I draw Maya's wasteland, they all survived since I left the house with them. And do you remember the desk from this post right here when I said that I finally had a place to live in? Somehow it was able to survive. Nah, I was just kidding. This is what it looks like right now. Well, some days after my Canon event, we would always come back to what's left of the house, you know? Sometimes to solve problems with paperwork and things like that, or to get packages that were delivered on this old address. By the way, since we are talking about packages that arrived on the house after it caught on fire, I was blessed with this great picture right here, where the delivery guy simply saw the completely destroyed house, and you know, instead of giving it to the workers of the complex or putting in a mailbox, he simply saw the situation and said, "Oh my god, I guess that's a good place to put a package." There is no need to say that the package was not there when I arrived. Anyway, every time that I got there, I would talk to the people who were demolishing / rebuilding the house, to see if they found anything for me. By the way, those people were very, very friendly, alright? They are probably not watching, but in case you are, thank you so much for trying your best to see if you could get anything for me. Thank you so much, it really meant a lot to me, even if you're probably not watching it. I got my old computer case with whatever was inside of it, just to see if I could get an SSD or anything that could be used. Honestly, I already lost all hope considering how things are looking here. But if you know how to get data from something that looks like that, please let me know in the comments because that would really help a lot. We were also able to get a mug, some memorabilia that we had around the house, and a photo album. And you know, I'm very happy that the photo album survived, you know? But what kind of rock, paper, scissors logic is that? Where the photo album survives a fire? You know, the thing that's made of paper and plastic, but the metal box doesn't! But for the bright side, at least the 3D printer survived. Yes, the ceiling did collapse on top of them. Yes, they are completely dirty and nasty, but they are turning on, and that's what matters. But besides those little things, I lost everything else. Like all the stuff that I brought from Brazil. You know, the important stuff that I had to select by finger on what I should bring here. And all the files that were on my computer. For example, the stuff that I use on live streams. A bunch of drawings and posts that I was preparing to post online and also on my portfolio. And also 3 videos that were almost ready to post. And why not? Every single file from Maya's Wasteland, including scripts, the comic pages by themselves, the reference material, and all the other files. Another thing I lost was the mask that I use for my videos, which even though it's not the worst thing to happen, it's still an inconvenience and I'm gonna have to figure out a way to record without showing my face. Well, after that we just stayed at a friend's house until we found a new apartment to move into, which thank God was much easier than the first time, since everybody had a job and a proof of income from it. And now we moved to this new apartment right here, where I'm gonna have to restart everything, but that's alright. To be honest, I think that the other bedroom's a little bit better, I think it was a little bit bigger, but this is still a good place. And still much better than what I had in Brazil, so let's consider the good things, I guess. And of course, sometimes my stupid brain likes to keep reminding me of things that I could have gotten instead of the laptop and the sketchbook. And how before all that happened, I finally had a good routine and could do everything that I wanted more often, right? What makes me a little sad sometimes. But they always say that the second time is better than the first time, so let's consider this sort of like a opportunity to make things better than they already were. With all that out of the way, what's going to happen with all my projects and things that I do? Let's see. My videos! I had some money saved up, so I was able to build a new computer already. And also buy some other equipment, as you can see, for this beautiful background, I guess. So there won't be many problems in making them, besides having to recreate most of the assets that I had already made to make the videos prettier and also faster to produce, I guess. And also get used again to just sitting on the chair and make stuff. But I am already working on it, so it's okay. The projects I mentioned with the 3D printer, I am not sure what will happen to them, because like I said, they are turning on, but I'm not sure if they are working as they are supposed to. So as soon as I have enough resin and also filament to test them out, I'll be letting you know on my social media or on the community tab to let you guys know if I'll be able to continue or not. My live streams are coming back right now! They won't be as well produced or as pretty as they were because, like I said, I lost my overlays, I lost my VTuber model, I lost all the things that I used, and the kazoo. I'm so happy people can't force me to use a kazoo anymore. But I already have internet and everything that I need to come back, including a lot of assets that I'm gonna have to be stuck drawing again, so lots of free content for the live streams, I guess. Also today at 9 PM, Orlando time zone, I'm gonna be making a comeback live stream remaking some of the assets that I lost. So if you want to show up and say hi, you just have to search for Brunimations on the purple website. I know you know the one I'm talking about. If you can't show up but you still want to see the other live streams, I'll be letting you guys know when I am live on my community tab on my YouTube channel. My webcomic, Maya's Wasteland, that thing right here, read it. Available for free reading on Tapas, Webtoon, and Global Comics. I think I'm just gonna continue the story and keep posting new episodes, I guess. Things may look a little bit different, and I think the next page is gonna take a little while to come out because of what I said related to the files, but I didn't give up, and as soon as I come back, I'm gonna try to be a little bit more consistent on episode releases. Posts. I'm gonna try making them, but I make no promises. And probably most of them will be just pictures of the process of me doing other projects or something like that. At least for now. I'm gonna try to keep posting art or at least updating you on the situation. In a nutshell, I'm gonna keep doing everything. Some stuff with a delay or a little pause, but it's sure that I'm gonna continue. Because there's no real reason for me to stop right now, and also there's a lot of people out there who do amazing stuff with much less than I have here. For example... That was the video, everyone. I just wanted to let you guys know that I'm well, that I am alive, that there's a ceiling above my head, and things are getting back to normal after this slightly threatening post. If you want to really help me, you can always tell me ideas of videos that you really want to see me doing here. You can tell me things that I did wrong in my channel, or things that I'm still doing wrong since we're going to kinda restart the whole thing. You can also always share this video with people who you think are going to like this kind of content that I make, or subscribe if you're not already. This button down there, it better not be red, because if it is, I am going to find you and I'm gonna burn your house! Oh boy, it would be so nice to get to 1,000 subscribers till the end of the year. Would be so cool, golly gee.
Mr. B!